Parturition. So this is the final stage of pregnancy, parturition, which is also called as the child labor. This will begin somewhere between 37 to 42 weeks of after pregnancy, after the fertilization. Okay, and parturition is divided into three phases. We start with the phase one or stage one. This is the longest phase. It is made of, it has two phases under it. One is called latent phase or initial phase, and second is called active phase. Now, the situation here is that we have the amniotic sac. This is the uterine wall. Amniotic sac filled with amniotic fluid in which the fetus is present with its head towards the cervix, towards the outer opening. And then it is attached with the umbilical cord to the placenta, placenta attached to the uterus. Okay, so this is the amniotic sac in this manner. And then the double layer uterus. So here the head that is lying onto the cervix, you see cervical opening is very small. So to begin with, it is a small opening, plus there is a mucal plug, a plug of the mucus, so that nothing flows out from the uterus down to the vagina. So this is the situation that is there at the beginning of the parturition. Now, by the end of 37 to 38 weeks, the head of the fetus starts putting pressure on the cervix, means pushing on the head of the cervix. Now, this putting of pressure by the fetus on the cervix is called as engagement. Okay, that is called as engagement. By this time also, cervix has thinned, as right from the starting of the trimesters, cervix become thinner and thinner at the lower area. Okay, so it has also thinned, so everything has to fall in place for this finale, so everybody has to do their own roles. So cervix has thinned, that is, we call that cervix has undergone what is called as effacement. So cervix is also has undergone effacement, so that is also taken place. Okay, now as the pressure of the fetus is on the cervix has thinned to its maximum, the mucal plug will fall off, and then the cervix will start dilating, becoming bigger. So two things will happen here. One, the mucal plug will fall down, and then the cervix, which till now we showed it's closer to each other, will start moving away, that is becoming dilated. Now it's very important that this happens at the correct time. The thinning of the cervix, falling of the mucus, everything should happen at the correct time when the fetus is ready for to be expelled out. Otherwise, if it happens prematurely, that leads to premature delivery. Okay, so that's why I said every aspect has to play its role, has to make an entry in this picture at the correct time. So now we have this image where the cervix has dilated. So here still the fetus is here and the placenta and all that. So cervix has started dilating, and as it started dilating, some mucal fluid flows out. Colorless mucal fluid flows out from the cervix through vagina, and that is what is called as the show. When that happens, it is called the show. Show means now the active phase of parturition will begin. The actual painful contraction will begin, means the proper parturition is going to begin. So this is an indication for the actually the show that is going to follow now. Now, in the active phase of parturition, the contraction of the uterine will start. It will be painful. Early starting, it will be mild ones. Then it will be painful contractions, and that will lead to an increase in the pressure inside the uterus. So, contractions of the uterus causes pressure build up inside, due to which this amniotic sac which was there around the fetus, it ruptures because of the pressure, because of this contraction coming up, it ruptures. Once it ruptures, the fluid which it was holding inside, the amniotic fluid, flows out, and that is what we call as the water breaking or spontaneous rupture or amniotic sac rupture. By now, the cervix has dilated to 3 centimeter. Okay, so water rupture, in some it is a natural water rupture, happens by itself. In some it has to be induced or artificial, that is, it has to be broken. So every mother need not break it by it need not break by itself. In some, doctors will break it. Okay, the water that comes out can be a clear healthy water or green smelly. If it is green smelly, it is an indication of mecorium, which is the excretory waste of the fetus. Okay, then by this time, as the contraction is further moving around and more dilation of the cervix take place, so you have the cervix like this. Here, at the opening of the cervix, head of the fetus can be seen. Head of the fetus. And that is called as crowning. By this time, the cervix has reached 10 centimeters of dilation. And once it reaches 10 centimeter, the stage 1 is over. It is the end of stage 1. Stage 1 from initial to active can last anywhere between 18 to 14 hours, even go to 8 to 14 hours, or even 8 to 20 hours. It is lesser for the women who are having their second or third delivery, but for the woman who is having the first delivery, it can even last up to 18 to 20 hours. Okay, so in this way, this is the first stage of parturition or delivery.